Come see this thing 1544, Pickle Strength, Diddy was Epsteined, Stakes in Corporations. This is a series where I summarize rantatonne posts made up of at least 3 things I've read, seen, or heard. First question, how much do pickles define human strength? I recently saw a video of Abba and Preach reacting to Andrew Wilson on the Whatever podcast, and he was talking to a young lady about opening a pickle jar, and he couldn't open the pickle jar, but I think she managed to open it. This was just a highlight of how unserious the conversation is about the differences between females and males. Sure, there are some females who can open pickle jars that men can't. But that doesn't go against the statistics that if you had this issue where there was actually no difference with a sexually dimorphic species that the human apes are, when it comes to transgender people participating in entering spaces of the gender that they identify with rather than the one that's based off of their sex, then you wouldn't find that 95% of the cases it ends up with women and girls catching L's from males who transition rather than females who transition somehow winning in boys and men's competitions. That has been something some people were bringing up. Like, do these people really care about women? Are they not gynocentric like the human species rationally is? I think it still maps on biologically in a group, in a collective sense, that the females are most valuable because they have the ability to reproduce. The children are next most valuable because they have the potential to grow up, and there's also males and females. And then the males, the older ones, are mostly valuable in this biological sense according to how they can provision and secure the female's ability to reproduce more successfully. Though that remains true, we are social creatures, but we are individuals. And even in a sociopolitical sense, there tends to be situations where some males seem to profit and benefit at the cost of women and children. And that leads us to the next question, did he do it, did he not? One thing I'm going to be doing is getting more of like the storytelling aspect in this, trying to get situations where I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem to make sense unless, and I kind of propose like a treatment or something of a story here. So here I'm kind of talking about the Diddy thing happening at the same time the Epstein thing coming out, people coming out and saying, oh no, it's just Pam Bondi, it's just Dan Bongino, it's just Patel, they've been compromised, Trump has nothing to do with this. And then Trump comes out and is like, why are you still talking about it? It's like, no. If you remember Trump's locker room talk leaked video about some women let you grab them by that, we know that already happened. So what if Epstein was kind of running just like a kind of quasi-legal? It was unknown to the officials where powerful, wealthy, connected people could come to him to get their sexual proclivities kind of dealt with. And then Diddy's also there. He's running a similar sort of thing, but for the entertainment industry, more the urban community and things like that. Then Epstein kind of gets in touch with Diddy and is like, okay, some of the people who are coming to my thing want to come to your things, or some of the people who are working with you want to work with us, and they kind of do this kind of trade-off thing. And Diddy's also tied into like this newer, hipper type of thing. So he's with those Instagram people that travel to like the Middle East and do those kind of things. Then the Iranians kind of get in touch with those people, and then they start sneaking people into the whole system. Then Diddy starts giving people to Epstein, and some of those people turn out to be underage. And then those people in Iran start saying, okay, we'll use this as compromise material on these powerful people in the West. And then the powerful people in the West like, no, we can't have this going on. So we need to shut down Diddy, we need to shut down Epstein, and then we also need to shut down the people in Iran. And then they use Israel to bomb the heck out of Iran. It's not a regime change, but it's actually to take out these people that have the compromise material. That's my story on that. Or with the third question, how invested are you in understanding stakeholder capitalism? Because as bad as the women and children being hurt is, worse is the exposure of the system used by the sort of rich and powerful and wealthy people who are so compromised by this thing, the sort of people who try to maintain power by proposing things like stakeholder capitalism. Whether what they were doing was legal or not, it was so depraved that if you found out about this, society would just collapse. So they're just like, no, we just need to nip this in the bud. Or I'm just hallucinating and Epstein self-deleted out of guilt of things that he did for himself.